Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Skool Morning Show. If you're watching this later, good afternoon, or maybe good evening, or maybe you're a night owl and it's good midnight. Is that what you say when it's midnight? I'm not exactly sure.
Probably. We'll go with good midnight. That sounds good to me.
Good midnight. Yeah. Well, today is spring break for my kids. They're all running around like a bunch of wild animals. I got them locked away in a closet somewhere watching a movie, so it should be quiet enough. But it's still Monday for the rest of us. The rest of us, we still got to go to work, and it's going to be a pretty exciting day. Before we get started, actually, I got a kind of a funny story that I want to share. So
Okay.
I don't know if I've shared this before, but do you know what my worst fear is?
No, I don't. I'm trying to
Okay.
think. I've known you for a while, and I'm like, probably a tree falling on a house or something is what I would
Okay,
think.
okay, that one's up there. That might
Okay.
be my number two. My number one biggest fear is emus. They
Oh,
they are out for human blood. I don't know. They're absolutely terrifying. Like seriously, if I ever saw one, I would probably have a heart attack. Anyways, we have a local Facebook page for our town, for our little town here. And last night I saw somebody post that there was an emu on the loose.
oh no.
And I was actually outside, like doing some yard work and stuff, and I like ran inside because I am not about to run into an emu. So, anyways,
Yeah.
before we started the show today, I go for a morning walk to get the blood flowing or whatever, and my wife knows that this is my biggest fear. So I sent her this picture I used AI, and I texted her help. Well, she didn't actually open the picture. She only saw the words help in all caps. And so
Oh, no.
she comes running outside thinking I had like fell or something. And yeah, she was very, very mad at me. And she's like all yelling at me. I'm like, did you open the picture? And she's like, no, I just saw the help and ran outside. She was like in her like freaking house shoes. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but you got to admit that was pretty funny.
that that is funny. I can see both sides. She's gonna laugh about it later, and you're gonna laugh about it like forever. You know?
Right.
Oh my goodness, that's great.
Oh man.
That actually reminds me of when I was growing up. We, being from the Air Force, we'd travel from every 4 years. We'd go to a new base, and there was one place where we decided to because finding a house, we would always rent a house instead of buying one because every 4 years, you don't want to do all that selling and stuff. So we would get an RV and stay in the location until we found the right rent house, right? And my parents would always find like something that was like really adventurous. So this one was by like these mountains and this cool theme park thing. Well, one day we're outside and we're playing, and this llama shows up.
Oh no.
And then this ostrich shows up.
Oh,
And I
even
guess-
worse.
Yeah. I guess what had happened is that there was, I'm pretty sure it was an ostrich. It may have been something else, but maybe it was an emu. But it was like they had gotten out or something. And I know we had chased the llama back to the place. I don't know what happened to the other thing, but I remember seeing it. And we chased it back to the place, and they let us be we got to ride the whole theme park with nobody there
Oh, fun.
all day long because we had helped them capture their llama bag, and that was fun.
Well, hey, I've got lots more emu stories that I can share later, but we probably need to get into what
Probably
we're
gotta
actually
get going
talking about.
into. Yes.
I'll tell another emu story tomorrow. Just tune in from tomorrow for that. What are we talking
Yeah,
about today?
Today, also, just a reminder, everybody that wants to chat with us live, go to What is School and comment there. Today we have to talk about TikTok lives. We talked
Yes.
not yesterday, last week, Friday, about different traffic sources. And we gave you guys a schedule, what we're talking about this week, and today is going to be using TikTok lives as a traffic source. Now, in case you didn't know this, Eric is like the master of TikTok, whether he wants to admit it or not. He has been done what was it last year, like in the fall? I know you did most of TikTok shop stuff,
Yeah.
but you did a good bit of work going live every single day and getting people's attention. And you got to the point of how much did you make just even doing TikTok Shop?
Well, I was doing TikTok Shop. It's affiliate sales, which is there is some crossover because you're still selling and you still got to keep people's attention on live and you still got to explain things. So I was going live for 90 minutes every single day for 30 days straight. And in those 30 days, I did $100,000 in sales. So take home for that, I think it was like 30 or 40%. So, for a month's time, that's a pretty good chunk of change. Mm-hmm. And also during that time, just regular videos, I think I did around 30 million in views. So I wouldn't say like I'm the TikTok master or anything, but I do know a little bit what I'm talking about when it comes to TikTok.
This man just said, I did about 30 million in views. And he's like, I'm not sure that I know what I'm talking about. What? Excuse me.
Well,
I don't know very many people that have gotten 30 million views.
Well, there's a lot of people that are doing, way better than me. And, even as a beginner, I was able to do that. And TikTok is one of those platforms that really it rewards consistency more than it does how good you are. So if you were to just go live every single day, you inevitably will see some kind of success. I really do believe that. And because there's people and I'm going to be showing some examples here in a little bit. One of them is Mikey, who we talk about a lot, but I'm just so blown away at how good he has done with his school with TikTok lives. He goes live every single day. He teaches, and all throughout his live, you can hear those ka-chings going off of him just getting new members. And he's doing way better than I ever did. And he didn't start that till, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or so. He hasn't been doing it that long either. So if you were to start today, your life might look completely different in 6 months or so if you started doing these TikTok lives like that.
That's awesome. Well, let's get into some of the tips that you have for everybody.
Yeah, I want to talk about some really tactical, just kind of practical. I don't know what the difference between tactical and practical is, but some different things that you can do. The very first thing that you need to do when you're starting your TikTok live is you need to make sure you have some kind of banner. See how the arrow's pointed? How to sell courses on TikTok, and then he's got a second banner below that. It's just kind of letting people knowing what you're talking about, because if you don't have anything else on the screen, like if you don't have a whiteboard or some kind of banner like that, when people are scrolling, you're just going to be another face. You know what I mean? Like you could be talking about anything, but if you have a very clear banner that says generally what you're talking about, and then even better if you have a banner below that has a little more specific, like his says start the 14-day challenge. It really, really helps. And here's some more banner examples. There's Mikey on the left there with this little Santa hat. I took this during Christmas, but it says how to pay off debt. And then his little sub banner, if you can see that, it says click the Service Plus to connect. And we'll be talking about that here in just a second. The second one, finding assets that has cash flow. And then he's got all these little pictures there. I really like the way he's doing that. And also, as you can see, they're both using whiteboards, which we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. And then the third one, learn how to master TikTok Shop AI. And this guy is actually showing off his Skool community. So that's another thing that you could do. If you want to do it faceless, you could literally just be talking, have a banner on top, and then showing with your camera your Skool community and just talking a little bit about that.
No,
but
I wanted to mention something right here.
Sure, go ahead.
You're showing two people that go with a whiteboard, and then you're also showing the people that show their Skool. I think that's funny because every time I see somebody that does that, I'm with the Skool part, as I'm like, ooh, who are you on Skool? I'm going to check you out.
I know, I do the exact same thing.
I love that. You can also do it where if you wanted to do faceless, you could do it where you're just showing the whiteboard. Because I think I've seen a few of those too, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could absolutely not even have, you could zoom it in a little bit, actually on TikTok Lives, just like with your phone, you can kind of pinch it and zoom in just a hair. And that's probably how I'm going to do it. That way you just kind of see my hand and my arm if I want to write. Or you could have everything pre-written. Like if you look over at Mikey's on the left there, he's kind of in the way. But he kind of already has everything written. And as he's going, he's just kind of check marking and underlining. It just kind of gives people something visually to look at. That way you're not just sitting there talking. And that's why you will see most people who are successful on TikTok Lives have a whiteboard or an iPad or a computer or a notebook or something just to kind of look at. And every single one of them will have a banner. So you absolutely, every single time, need to have a banner. Now, the other thing that is helping people get successful on TikTok is this Service Plus button. Now, this wasn't something that they added until it's been less than a year now. And so I've heard lots and lots of people who have said they've tried TikTok in the past. They didn't have any success because they'll be talking about their school community or they'll be talking about their courses or whatever, and they'll get in trouble because TikTok doesn't want you to move people off platform. I mean, because obviously, they want to keep people on their TikTok, so they don't want people moving off. So if you're talking to people and you're telling them to go click the link in your bio, and then they go do that, then they're going to be off platform, and then they're not. TikTok's going to get mad at you for that. So they added this new feature called Service Plus, and it's that little yellow arrow down there in the bottom left-hand corner. And when you click that, what it does, it gives you these options as a viewer. So when I click that button, it says, what is Skool? How do I jump on a one-on-one with you? And what this does is it automatically DMs that person for you while you're live. So it's kind of similar to like a mini chat where you leave a comment and it automatically DMs them. This is like the live version of that. And so, like, for example, when I click what is Skool, during the live, he didn't actually do it. It DM'd me. Skool is a platform where I host classes, one-on-ones, and more to help you with money. So it's really, really cool. You can answer questions like that. It can also collect emails. So even if you're not doing Skool necessarily, you can be going live, collecting all of these emails, and then putting them into some kind of email service where you blast them into your newsletter or something like that. So there's lots of different things you can do with it. And something else that's really cool with the Service Plus is it adds a different kind of banner. So this is the one that you're really going to get the most use out of as a school community owner. So with the press of a button, as he's talking, he can pop up this little banner at the bottom here. It says, DM me Skool, and I'll send you an invite to my community. So this is the part after he gets done with his teaching and he's like trying to get those sales. He'll pop that up on screen for like 30 seconds or whatever. You DM him Skool, like as you can see, I DM'd him the word Skool, and it sent me a link to his actual school community. Now, like ManyChat, you can't actually send an actual link. So he put copy paste into your browser and you're all set. And so you just take that, you can go into a school. I wish it was a link, but again, they don't really want people going off platform. But this is a way that you can do it where you're not going to get in trouble. You could say anything you want, by the way, in these DMs. You can say, hey, go click the link in my bio. So this is a lot safer than actually saying it with your words, because there's certain phrases and words that TikTok doesn't really want you saying. Like they hate the word link in bio. They don't really like you saying the word school. But I think they're getting a little more lax with it because I have heard Mikey say it a little bit here lately. But yeah, it works really, really great. And you can just hear the ka-chings going off the whole time during this. And it's really easy to sign up for Service Plus. This is something else that I wanted to talk about. Previously, you had to have 1,000 followers and be in good standing in order to go live and get access to Service Plus. But over the past year or so, they have lowered it. I've been seeing people get in for as low as 100 members. So there's not like a set number. I've seen people get in with 100 followers, 200, all the way up to 1,000. But I think they might be rolling it out to everyone, because one of my accounts that only has 9 followers, only 9, I tried it last night. It allowed me to get Service Plus and get access to live. So if you don't have it, go check it, because I made a post in my community last night asking if everyone has it, and not a single person didn't have access. So they might actually be rolling it out to everyone, and this would be huge if you're wanting to go live, because that's the hardest part about getting access to this is you're going to have to make videos, you're going to have to be active, you're going to have to get followers. But it's looking like now that anybody can just do it. So that's really, really exciting.
That's awesome. In fact, I know that used to be the main issue for most people about going live. Is they would be like, okay, well, if I'm going to go live, I need to go get the qualifying amount, because each platform is different. I think Instagram's like immediate. You can go live with your.
Well, they just changed it, as in like the last,
did they?
like within the last week, you have to have 1,000 now.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I know with YouTube, it was like you had a limit of 50 or something like that before, and it was like it's a different amount for just like we're doing it now, we have the live stream on Shorts, and then we also have it on, or I guess it would be portrait and landscape, right?
Yeah, yeah, we're going live on both feeds.
Landscape was easier to go live on, and then portrait you had to have a certain criteria. So it's interesting. It's like you have to build it up to get it. But if TikTok is releasing it where anybody can, that just changes everything for anybody starting out.
Well, I think they really believe in it because if you look at other countries, like specifically China, just for the e-commerce market, it's a huge percentage of sales for e-commerce comes through live streams now. I think it's like 30 or 40%. It's something crazy high like that. Like it has become an entire business model over there. Like there's there's all these high rises where there's just thousands of live streamers in there selling things. And some of the top live streamers over in China are making like millions of dollars a day. Like I'm not even joking. And so we are so far behind America is as far as live streams go. This is the future. This is why Hermosi has been saying it. You know, lives are going to be the future. Whether it's TikTok lives, YouTube lives, Instagram lives, if you're not doing some kind of live streaming, you're going to be falling behind because it's really the only medium right now that AI can't successfully do. Now, maybe one day pretty soon, it might be able to convincingly, but right now we're not there yet. It's doing videos really well right now. But it's the one thing where you can actually go connect with real people and they'll be more likely to trust you because they know that you're a real person and not a bot. So that's why I'm so strong on lives. I'm really bullish on it. But let's get back into this. So here's some more examples. This first picture, this lady here, she's actually just got like a computer screen or a TV and she's just doing a slideshow like I'm doing right now. And you could do this one faceless or you could do it, you know, like she's doing it, where you're actually talking with the slides behind you. That second picture, this is one that I'm really interested in trying. He just has his phone pointed at an iPad, and so he's just kind of writing. And they're all showing something visually because that's you kind of need to catch their attention as they're scrolling, because the average watch time in a live stream right now, it's only like 2 seconds. So you're going to be getting a lot of people that are just kind of in and then out. So you want to kind of catch their attention. And then this third guy here, he's actually selling a book. So it's a little bit different, but he's got like I really like the way he has his whiteboard set up with all the different things written. And then he's kind of showing the book. One thing that can make all three of these better would be a banner, which they didn't do that.
No.
I know. They would triple their conversions if they actually put a banner up.
They should have been watching this live right now.
They should have been watching it. But yeah. So if you wanted to do something like this, like a iPad or a whiteboard or a slideshow, anything like that, it's going to help you a lot. The very last thing that I want to share with you guys, if you do want to get started, I do recommend having some kind of script for your lives. I don't normally recommend a script for your videos just because to me, it's just easier just to go off the cuff and it seems a lot more natural. But when you're going live, you need to go live for about 90 minutes to really get into the algorithm. And so if you have like a script kind of ready, like I said, there's only going to be people in there for about 2 or 3 seconds. And so about every 10 or 15 minutes or so, you're going to have a brand new batch of people in your room. So it is totally fine to, once you go through your script here, to just restart it. So there's so many people who are like, I don't know what to say when I go live. How am I going to talk for 90 minutes? You don't have to. You can just have one thing prepared and do it like, 7 or 8 times. And by the end of it, you're going to be really, really good at it. And so this is what I used to do when I would go live. And I would have about 15 minutes to 20 minutes of prepared material, and I would just do it like 4 or 5 times. And you'll see all the top live streamers are also doing this. So this isn't like a set script that you have to follow. This is just an example of something that could work. But a way that I would do it, I would start off by saying, I would introduce myself. I would be like, if we haven't met, I'm Eric. I help schoolers get traffic for their school community. And then the next bit, you're going to talk about the problem. I'm going live today because I keep seeing people struggling with going live on TikTok. But there's a much easier way to do it. Then the next part is where you actually get your whiteboard out or your tablet, and then you just go through everything. And this part is going to be about 10 to 15 minutes of you just teaching. And it makes it a lot easier if you have like specific steps. So like here's step 1, here's step 2. And it just, it makes it easier for questions, and it makes it easier for you when you're going through it. And then every few minutes, and you ask a question, and you'll see people like Mikey doing this a lot. He'll say, drop a 1 in the chat if this makes sense. Drop a 2 in the chat if you have struggled with this before. It does a couple things. It boosts the algorithm. It's getting people engaged. It makes them feel like they're actually part of it. And also, while you're teaching your lesson, feel free to stop and answer the different questions that people are asking. And like we said yesterday, make sure you read those questions out loud, because one, actually does a few things. It makes the person that you're reading the question feel special because you read their question, even if you said their name. Two, it helps the algorithm, because the algorithm is so freaking smart. If you're saying the keywords that are in these questions, it's going to push the algorithm, your live, out to other people like that person. And the more comments, the better it's going to be for you. So once you get through with your lesson, here's where the secret sauce happens. You're going to say something like, now, I can only cover so much in this live, but we're going to be going much deeper in a private call in my community. It's normally $50, but I will be turning on a free trial only during this live. And then you'll pop up that banner like this, like that. You'll pop up that banner, and you'll say, if you click that, I'll teach you, I'll show you how to do it. And then you can join the free trial. And then as soon as this live is over, I'm turning it off. And we'll be doing this private call in like 30 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever. And then that's when you tell them about the Service Plus thing. And then if you wanted to, you could go a little bit into like what your community's about. You could even show it on screen like that one guy was doing. And then you just start over, because by that point, there's going to be a whole new batch in there. And I know it feels a little weird starting your whole thing over, but it's fine, because like I said, they're only in there for a couple seconds anyways, and this works. Like, this absolutely works. And if you have a free community, and it's to skip the whole free trial part, just really focus on the private call part. So like this is a free community. I can only cover so much in this live, but if you want to join, we're doing this private call after. Or you could offer some kind of limited time classroom. There's something that these people in the live are going to get, because you really, in order for lives to work, there has to be some kind of urgency. There has to be a reason for them to want to join, because it's not like people who are watching videos. These are people who are scrolling and they're seeing a live. You need some kind of urgency like that. Does all that make sense, or is that too much?
Yeah, that makes sense. In fact, the regular kind of themed thing for entrepreneurs is, we're going to pause, take a screenshot of this.
Yeah.
But make sure you go back to that screenshot, right?
Yeah. And like I said, like, this is like just a really general kind of script. You can, like you always say, you have to test. And what's something interesting is as you get several days or weeks into this, you'll find that there will be certain phrases that you will say that will trigger buys. And so as you're kind of going through and testing and refining what you're saying, you'll get it down to a science where you'll know, if I say this phrase right here, you're going to get a ka-ching. And so that's just interesting. You just got to kind of test things, change things, mess around with things. And yeah, it works.
I like that. That's pretty cool. All right. Do you have anything else that you were going to share beyond that?
That's it for now, unless there's any questions.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go into like our breaking news section. No?
Oh, wait. Hold on. We can't do breaking news until I do this. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Breaking news. All right.
Breaking news. Going live is the best use of your time. I have a lot of people that I've talked to about going live for just bringing in traffic or for anything with their business. And people are like, oh, I don't know if I have time for that. And they're like, or it's every single day for how long?
Right.
And I think that we need to just like completely be honest with everybody, is that this is where you should be spending your time. There's a lot of places where you can just tell pretty much anyone and be like, oh yeah, I'm working, I'm working so hard, I'm trying my best. And like, if you're not going live, I don't know that this is like whatever you're spending your time on. I don't know that that's the best use of your time, because traffic is going to be your main thing that you need to be worried about, especially in the beginning. And going live is going to help so many different things. Just a couple of stuff is like beyond what I'm going to go into in just a minute. You're going to get better at talking about your offer, about what you do. You're going to get way better about being able to communicate what it is that you are an authority in, the credibility factor. Like there's so many benefits of going live and having to talk about what you do.
Yeah, because you'll learn what the objections are because you'll get them in real time because people will ask.
And then you'll also learn, like, maybe I was saying this in a way and it wasn't landing, you know, like, but you wouldn't know that unless you experienced going live and talking about it. Exactly. Too many people think in their head that they know what they're doing until they actually get it out. It's kind of like, have you ever thought in your head, like what you want to draw, and then you try to draw it and you're like, oh, this does not look at all like what I was thinking.
All the time.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's exactly how I would draw a dog. And as you start to draw it, it looks like
a hyena.
I don't know, a cow or something, you know. Yeah. And that's what it is when you have an idea in your head and you haven't actually even verbalized it. You haven't written it down. You haven't talked with others about it. It looks like the best golden retriever, right? And then when you're looking at it, it's like, oh man, this dog got hit by a car, you know? And
yeah. I mean, I've seen people who will go live with an offer that they thought was really good. They realize that no one's really biting on it. They slightly change the offer based on what people are asking questions about, and then all of a sudden they're getting lots and lots of sales.
Exactly. It's a real-time offer too. Like we know people that have gone live and made an offer and they're like, okay, what if I threw this in? What if I sent you a hat? What if I sent you the setup that you need to get started?
Yeah,
and people are like,
we've seen it.
What?
Yeah, because normally their offer is like $500, and you get to join their group coaching or whatever. But they're not getting any bites. And like you said, I'll send you a microphone, and it's like a $30, $40 mic to you. So it's really not going to make too much of a difference as far as your overhead price. But people are excited. They're like, oh my gosh, I get everything I need to join this. And so they'll be much more likely to actually join just through little gifts like that. So that's another really good strategy that I really like.
Exactly. And then I want to have just a moment to express and confirm that this is correct. If Alex Hormozy is spending his time on going live often, then you need to realize that there is something to it. Now, he doesn't have to go live every day, right?
No.
But and this is a long banner, but I'm fine with that.
But he is going live for 2 to 4 hours.
Yes, he's going.
There's no way you're busier than Alex Hormozy.
Right. There's no way that you're busier than Alex. If he makes time for lives, then you should be making time for lives too. And he's optimizing his time. That is what I wanted to explain with this, is that when he's going live with his community members, like his community members from Skool. He's going live and helping them in real time, which is doing a few things. Everybody knows Alex, that's going to be watching him pretty much anyways, but he's showing that he truly is the expert and what it's like to get help from him.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing right now. Me and you. Going live on YouTube.
It's like we are going live, and it's we're doing it a little bit differently than Alex, obviously, because we have more time than Alex.
We do.
To do this,
Yeah.
But just like what we did yesterday when we released the schedule, it's like that's what I would tell other people is create your schedule. Like, what are the main subjects that you talk about? Now, we're talking about something new pretty much every single day. At some point, it will be repeating some things, but kind of like we do about pages on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But if you create a schedule, like if, let's say that we were designers, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say that we're going to be like wardrobe designers. Like, we help you create your wardrobe to look nice, right? Well, on Monday, I would talk about shoes. I would talk about the different type of shoes that you need to have in your wardrobe to complete your outfit at any time. Then Tuesday, I would be talking about what kind of accessories do you need. Then maybe like on Wednesdays, it would be like these are the staple items that you need to have in your wardrobe to make different outfits. And then Thursday would be probably something like here's how many outfits I made from the shoes, the accessories, and the staples. And Friday I would probably have it be more fun and have people that have already watched everything else send pictures in ahead of time of like what is in their outfits, and then I would go over and make different pieces from them. So I would repeat that every single week. It doesn't matter that I've already talked about it. Again, you're getting better at what you already know, and you're also showing new people, because not everybody's going to be watching it at the same time, you know?
Yeah, and something that I always did with people that I worked with is I would get them to write out like what are 5 things that you talk about, and then there's actually sub things underneath under those. So like if they talked about shoes, or whatever, there's at least 5 different things under that you can talk about. So there's going to be there's going to be sub ideas under each main thing.
So that's what I would do, is make sure you find that schedule, and you can find those sub things, and you'll find them as you're talking about them, by the way. You can grab your transcript from the previous live and just make sure you get it like a bullet point list of everything you've been talking about. But then that's what I would do at the very beginning of your live. So people always are asking like, well, what do I talk about on my live, right? You gave them a script that they could go over and repeat. This is how I would do it, and this is what I have done with clients. Like I've done this with clients, and we've hit high 6 to 7 figures in a year, right? So I know that this works. I've seen the proof.
And you could just plug in what I talked about. You could just plug this into mine, 'cause with that section of when you actually talk about what you're talking about, just plug in this part, the subject.
Right. And some people and figure out what works best for you, because some people work really good on a script and other people prefer to just wing it. Like they're not going to do good with the script. So find what works best for you.
Exactly.
So for the very first part of your live that gets people in, make sure you're using keywords, because what you want to do with your keywords is it's going to help people find you, that it's going to call them out, but it's also helping the algorithm understand like, what is this live about? Who do I send this live to? Right?
Yep. Which is exactly why when I said, when you introduce yourself, be like, hi, I'm Eric. I help blank with blank. And then you just put in as many keywords in that little section as you can.
Yep. So what you'll do is you'll do your teaching section. Now, I usually say a minimum of 15 minutes. So 15 minutes to have like what you're going to be talking about, your main subject. Make sure that everybody has the information they need. You could go into like 20 minutes of it. But like you said with having the banner, is you could put on the banner the keyword talking about the type of shoes that you need for your wardrobe. Then also put in the you can even, I think you'd have 2 banners on TikTok, right?
I think you can have as many as you want, because you can put an image on there.
Okay. And then but somewhere put in there Q&A at the end. So Q&A in the end is letting people know, oh, I could ask a question about it. You want people to get used to this new way of doing things. So like as you're teaching, don't get distracted necessarily with the comments, because you're doing this teaching portion without interrupting it. You want to have it because you're going to optimize your time in just a moment. So I'll explain that. And the teaching portion, don't get distracted by the comments, is what I say. At the end, you give everybody the understanding that this is like your habit. You're going to scroll to the top. So you've been getting comments, and if you don't have comments, we'll explain that in a minute. But if you've been getting comments, scroll all the way to the top and answer the very first question that came in. Now you're going to have to answer them and scroll down and start reading the questions as they came in. We're not answering questions that just start happening as soon as you start the Q&A. You're going to answer questions from the beginning. And there's a reason for that. So the first thing that I want to make sure that you understand for these question section is if you are, we'll teach you about the main questions. Hold on, I hit the wrong banner. If you're doing the question area, read your questions out loud. So if somebody was to say, well, what's the best brand of shoe for quality and what's going to last long, but also still be stylish, right? Or what's going to be the best shoe for being comfortable and wearing all day, being on my feet. So you're going to read that out loud, and then you answer them. The part about that is that when you're reading the question from the person, you're reading it how they speak. You're reading it how the algorithm's going to go find the other people that ask that same question, and you're going to be repurposing it later. So you need the question read out loud. And then what you'll do is you'll go, like, if you're not going to have somebody asking questions, right? You can go find questions that your audience would normally be asking. I think tomorrow that's what we're going to be doing is we're going to go find some main questions that you can use for content creation. And it's pretty easy so that you always have something available to talk to. Because when you're first getting started, not many people are going to comment. They have to get into like a routine.
Yeah. And you should definitely tune in tomorrow because it's going to blow your mind. It's really simple, but it's really, really effective.
Yes. And so the reason why you want to go back to the very top is everybody that's been watching the live is going to stick around because now they see that you're answering questions. Like they want their question answered. And you might not get through all the questions once you start doing this more often, but that's part of it is like to get people from your live and into your community, just like Eric was saying, and how Mikey is doing it, is that you tell them that you'll be going live or you'll be answering more questions if they missed getting their question answered inside of the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to give them a reason to join, like right now.
Mm-hmm. And it's like if you're going, like Mikey, he does a lot of teaching, and then he's like gets them in with a free trial, and he talks about how he does go live in there and how he does answer questions. And I'm in there, so he does fulfill on that promise. But that's what I would do is I would go live, do the answering questions, and then I would say, hey, I'm going to be jumping over into my community, whether it's a free one or it's a low ticket one. Be like, if I didn't get a chance to answer your question, I'll either be going live later, so you can, because what you're doing is you're telling them that you're going to be going live daily or you're going live on a certain schedule. You can come back and ask me then, and I'll try to get to your question. Or if you're inside my community, you can ask these questions and you'll for sure get an answer. Like it's a guaranteed answer kind of thing.
Yep. And you can do it with the free trial, or if you have a free community, it works the same way. Mm-hmm. You just might want to do it slightly differently.
Right. Slightly. And then to kind of wrap this up, the reason why it's so good for you to do and like why it's the best use of your time is you take the recording and you repurpose it in multiple ways. If you did the teaching format, you go ahead and take the video of the teaching section for one long form. Then you grab shorts from specific moments that landed well. So that might be different each time, and it doesn't matter that you're doing the same schedule and you're talking about it. But then you also take the video of the Q&A section for one long form. And then you also grab each individual question where you read it out loud and then you answered it. All of those are shorts. So if you're telling us that, or you're telling yourself, that's the main thing. If you're telling yourself you don't have time for going live, then you need to assess your priorities for, are you taking this business seriously? Are you actually wanting to go get traffic? Are you wanting to be helping your community in a way where, like, these kind of shorts, these long forms, those are things that you could be posting every once in a while, even in your own community, that gives those answers to your members. So I feel like going back to this is it's like TikTok lives is what I would say going live on is the best one because of the algorithm. Obviously with StreamYard, you could go live on multiple channels, but going live is the best use of your time.
Well, because like you said, you know, I've heard some people say I don't have enough time because I got to make YouTube videos, I got to make shorts, I got to get in my community, but going live takes care of all of it. Because you're going live, you're meeting new people because the algorithm's going to send you new people. You could tell your community like we do, and so now our communities can also watch this, and so you're nurturing your community while meeting new people. Repurpose that content into live or into long form like YouTube, and you could repurpose that into short form. So doing this one thing gets all of it done. So like you said,
All of
I think this is the best. I think this is the future. I'm just going to say it.
Yep. I mean, if Alex is doing it, Alex is not. He's got people that have already tested it. So if you're wondering, like, oh, do I need to test this? Do I need to prove that going live is a good use of my time? Man, he's already got the people that will answer that for you. So if he's doing it, then the answer is yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've already got multiple new members from this morning show.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We are. Do you have any comments? I know that we're going earlier than people are used to.
I don't think
Do you
people
see
are
any-
awake yet.
That's fine. This is one of those things where it's like, if we have already said that we will go live every single day, we're gonna stick to a schedule right now because you're on spring break with your kids.
Yeah.
So we got to make sure we fit it in.
Yep.
We can adjust later if needed.
And
you
what's
know,
cool
next
is, I've found specifically for our show, I would say the majority of people end up watching it back later, which is really cool. So you're still getting all that you need in with like the nurturing, and people are like learning to hear your voice and how you talk, and they're feeling like more connected with you. Not necessarily have to be live. Like it can also just be out there and they can go back and listen to it. And there's already several people that we know are doing that right now. So if you're listening back this afternoon or whatever time it is, hello. Thank you for listening.
Hi. Yes, thank you. And that's another cool thing. It's like, you see how we're doing this really simply, going live and talking about different things. We are going to eventually start repurposing it. It's like, it's just, yeah. If at least you're going live, because I know that I talked about the repurposing stuff, make sure you save those recordings somewhere, label them, right? That would be good.
Yeah.
And then you could go back later. Or I've had clients where we took they probably had like 100 lives
Yeah.
to repurpose. And we hired somebody. We hired like a team, and they went and grabbed everything out for us. They grabbed the moments that were good, the Q&As for us that were good. But at least they were going live, and those long live forums are what helped really grow their audience, nurture them, keep them coming. And that's what you want to do, is like make sure you're at least doing the live part, and then you could figure out the repurposing later.
Exactly. And I'm sure that's what we'll do at some point.
Yes. Yep. Oh, we do have a few comments on the school morning shows and what is school.
Let me pull it.
Joshua is here like every single time. That's really awesome.
Let's go, Joshua. Let me pull up this one here. Got one from Jennifer. Jennifer's always here. 1 second. And I'll pull up these comments here.
Doo-doo-doo.
Oh, and we move our big old heads. Jennifer just woke up, haven't made it to the laptop. Oh, because she's on her phone. It stops the live. Who was it? Faith gave a way to do it where it doesn't turn off. I don't remember what she said. Do you?
No.
I don't. I have to go back and find that. There's a way you can watch it on your phone that isn't going to make it turn off.
That's great.
But I'll have to find that later. Okay. I think that's all we
Joshua's
got.
comment?
I don't.
And let's see. Then we also have.
Oh, wait. I see it now. I didn't see it before. I see it. I'll grab it. Everyone relax.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Appreciate your advice on TikTok lives and traffic sources. Anytime, Joshua. Anytime.
Thank you.
I got one from. Oh wait, here we go. Here's from Samantha. Here's what she says. She's gonna give us the advice here of what we need to do.
Okay.
For everyone that's on mobile, open it on YouTube, and then you can let it play in the background without turning off. So that's what I do. Is I'll open up YouTube, and then you can get it to where it's a little bit smaller on the bottom, and then you can open up Skool. So yeah, that's how you do it there. I appreciate all you mobile users. I mean, like we did our Would You Rather the other day. I chose my phone, so I'm with you.
Yes, it's as a mom and just somebody that's busy, I have to do it on mobile because then I can walk around and do other things.
Gardo, thanks, Jenna. You have to catch the replay for this one. It's like I said, lots of people watching the replay.
Ricardo, when you're watching this replay, hi.
Hi.
It's always fun.
All right, y'all. Well, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter one today just because it is spring break. We'll be back tomorrow and then the next day and then the next day.
Remember to go to the schedule. So yesterday I posted schedule for the school morning show and to drop your about pages. So we are going to be picking 2 about pages for Wednesday. Now we're not going to be bringing anybody up on the live, but we will review them. And so if you go ahead and drop your about pages on this post right here, then we will be able to pick 2 of them and then go over them.
Yep. And this is what we're talking about the rest of the week. Tomorrow, we're going to be finding questions to answer for content, engagement, and course creation. It's one that you definitely don't want to miss because it's going to change the way you make content forever.
Yeah. In fact, this is what you should be doing prior to even making a school community, to be honest. Like tomorrow is probably going to be one of our best useful lives than anything else for anybody.
Yep.
So
if you're going to be at any one of our lives, tomorrow is the one to be.
yes, and come with questions that you might have. Okay, so we might blow your mind a bit. You might have to rewatch it again, but come with any questions that you have as we're going through there, because I'll make sure to be able to answer them.
Yep.
So,
All right, same time tomorrow.
yep, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.